The police raid on women in Abuja has sparked a lot of outrage across Nigeria, not just because women were targeted in these raids, but because there are reports these women were sexually assaulted. A lot of conversations have arisen based on that, especially the allegations that these women were picked up for prostitution or soliciting for sex. On this conversation right here, we're finding out, is prostitution against Nigeria's law? Can it be legalized? What about these women? What is the law going to do to protect the rights of women in this country? My name is Gloria Oji Emode. And to have this conversation right here in the studio, I have Barrister Mart Obono. He is the person who broke the story about these women who were rounded up, 70 of them that were taken to Tako police station where they were reportedly assaulted. Thank you, Mart, first of all, for carrying that story on Twitter, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, we have back here in the studio Barrister Cosmos Anyakudu, and he is here. Of course, we know he is a doctor in law to give us greater insight into the law surrounding all of the issues that we're going to discuss right here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Mark, let's start with you. Reportedly, prostitutes were picked up. So even in various circles, when we bring up this topic, some say, oh, they are prostitutes, and, you know, religion and our culture frowns at that. But let's stay within the ambits of the law. Barrister Cosmos, is prostitution against Nigerian law? Is it illegal in Nigeria?
As far as I know, prostitution is illegal in Nigeria and in the FCT. There are two kinds of it, and all over the world there seems to be a differentiation of two kinds of prostitution. The first, what is prostitution, is basically a man or a woman who is offering sexual services in exchange for some consideration, some money. Some prostitution is done in private, where people arrange between two adults, or sometimes between, they have middle men or women in between, and they go into private confines to exchange sexual gratification for money. When I say illegal, it means that I've got to find a basis in the laws to say that. So I use that term loosely in that sense. But what is illegal is curb crawling. And I've heard curb crawling is soliciting for sex in a public place. So if a lady dresses up in skimpy clothes and is hanging around hot spots looking for customers, if I may call them that, then that in itself is illegal, because she is openly soliciting for sexual favor in exchange for money. In American cities and many other cities around the world, what the police does, police women dress up like that, and if you approach them, they arrest you, because it is against the law to do that. And the same thing here. If you recall, and I'm sure counsel may attest to this, that those that were caught in circumstances such as that were taken to mobile courts. They were charged. So you will see that that is within the ambit of the law. But what is not covered, as I know it in our constitution or in our laws, is for raids to be made in private
organizations and establishments
and things like that.
Basically, I have combed the laws of the land, the ones that I know.
Laws of Nigeria.
I've checked through the 1999 Constitution and as amended, and I have seen nothing. The Constitution is very, very quiet and silent. In fact, doesn't have anything to say when it comes to prostitution. I have looked through the criminal code, which regulates criminal activities in the South. I have looked into the penal code, which regulates criminal activities in the North, including FCT. And I've looked through ACJA, Administration of Criminal Justice Act. And this subsidiary legislations that have anything to do with or talk about anything to do with it. So let's take section 223, 224, 225 of the criminal code. All that says is basically talking about pimping, right? So do not take a girl or a female out and as a sex toy to make money, right? Now, it also talks about procuration. So you do not procure somebody as a sex tool or a sex toy, and all that, brothels and everything. In the penal code that regulates Abuja, FCT, and the rest of the other northern states, the only thing you will find is in section 201, which is the closest you will find that talks about brothels, right? The punishment for owning a brothel and all that. So in the general sense of it, what you have is not a law that ever talks about criminalization of prostitution. So that is me willingly. However, there is the NAPTIP Act that talks about forcefully using someone for sex trade and all that. But if I am a willing person and I decide to volunteer myself out on the streets and say I want to have sex with anybody, it is nobody's business because the law does not make provisions for that.
All right, we do have to wrap this up. This is probably not going to end. And now, as you see how heated it is, so it is in so many different circles, and we want to get your opinion on this matter on the comment section of this video. A big thank you to you, Mart Ogbonna, for giving us a feisty conversation here. Thank you for the work that you are doing, and hopefully we will talk to you more on this matter. Barrister Cosmos, we're so grateful that you took our time to give us another perspective of this ongoing conversation. We are grateful. And you've been watching Root Cause right here on Roots TV Nigeria. My name is Gloria Oje Emode.